Hey guys, Miss Coomer here with your online art class. This week I'm going to show you how to paint a vegetable garden because even though we've had a lot of snow in the last week, it is actually getting close to planting time. So we're going to be drawing some root and bulb crops today. That means that the part of the plant that we're used to eating is the part that grows underneath the ground. So we're going to have part of our plants be above ground with a sky background and then below ground with a dirt background. Let's get started. Today I'll be using crayons, I'll be using watercolors, but I'm going to start off with a pencil and a paper. And I'm going to draw my dirt line. So that line is going to go right across my paper, right through the middle. I could have my paper nice and tall, but I'm going to have it the long way. That way I can fit 3 vegetable crops down here. There we go. So the first crop that I'm going to make is a carrot. Can you guys think of a good shape for a carrot? I think I'm going to do a triangle, a nice long triangle. So when I draw the orange part of my triangle, I'm going to start right up here at this line. The top is going to be a little bit curved. And then I'm going to draw a nice long carrot. So it's going to come down and be kind of pointy and then go back up. Okay. And then we can do our carrot leaves. So that part of my plant is going to come up above my ground. And I'm just going to draw 3 or 4 little lines. And then carrots sort of have these little itty bitty leaves that come off. And you know what? For detail, I could add some little marks down here. My carrots always have these little bumpy lines. Next, let's draw a beet. And a beet always reminds me of like an upside down Hershey's Kiss candy. So I'm going to start with almost like a circle, like a half circle. And then it's going to come down and be pointed. Look, it looks like a little teardrop if I flip it upside down. And here, the greens that are going to come above the ground, they're going to be like great big leaves. And then lastly, we're going to do a little onion. So he sort of has the shape of the beet here. I'm going to do my point at the top now. And then he's got almost like nice tall grass pointing on top. Really good, guys. So could you imagine looking out at your garden and seeing all these sort of green leaves and grasses and thinking that all of this is actually hiding below ground? Super tasty. So now we're moving on to the crayon step. And you're going to do the leaves and grasses above ground first. So find a nice green and you're going to trace those lines that you've already made. You could use a light green, a dark green. That's up to you. Go over some of these little lines that I made on my carrot. And then I want to match the colors below line 2. So if I'm doing a carrot, carrots are usually orange, right? So I'm going to take an orange crayon and I'm going to outline my carrot. Go over those lines. Next is a beet. Now, your beet can be probably red or purple. They kind of come in different shades. I want to find a nice purple. Do you know that they also have purple carrots? It's true. And then for my onion, I'm going to do a brown. And then you know what? My ground line, I'm also going to outline that with brown. I went a little off my line there. It's okay. There we go. And now it's time to fill my colors in. So if you have watercolors, you can follow along with me. But if you have markers or color pencils or crayons, feel free to use those things too. I just always like the way that watercolor looks, especially next to crayon. Remember, the wax in our crayon likes to sort of push the watercolors away and create a cool effect. So I have my beautiful watercolors ready. I have a cup of water. And then I just have a few different brushes, just a couple of different sizes. One that I would say is large, one that's medium, and one that's small. My small brush is going to help me get into those tight little spaces. But my big brush, that's going to be good for like when I'm over here and I'm not worried about going outside my lines. I can cover a big area quickly with a big brush. And then I have the medium brush for everything sort of in between. So when we're using the watercolors, guys, let me get my medium brush here. We dip it in the water. Be careful not to spill it, right? Then I'm going to gently wipe it on the side of the cup so I don't get any drips. And then my watercolors have to be wet if I want to use them. So get them a little bit wet. Look at my water is changing, right? And now I can start to paint. So I'm going to do my sky first. And just like with coloring, remember we talked about a color force field, sort of going around your objects and then filling it in? I do the same thing when I paint. So let's go around this beet first. So I'm going to go right up to the leaves, but not inside of them. And that takes a little bit of focus. Take your time. There's no need to rush. If my brush starts to dry out and I can't get the paint to spread anymore, sometimes just dipping my brush in a little bit of water helps me to make that paint go a little bit further. And remember, guys, in real life, our sky goes from the top of the paper down to meet my ground. So I don't just have the sky up here. I bring it all the way down. Now what's cool, when I get close to my carrot and paint over it, like I said, the crayon likes to push the watercolor away. So even though I'm painting really close to my carrot leaves, look at, I can still see them. Next, we'll do our ground. Pick a nice brown, soily dirt color. Don't forget to go around your objects. And then I told you guys I have this nice big brush that's going to help me fill it in pretty quickly. And we'll start painting our vegetables and our leaves. And picking your colors here is easy, guys, because you're just matching. If I outlined with orange, I'm going to paint in orange. If I outlined with purple, I'm going to paint in purple. If I outline with brown or green, you guys get it. You're going to match your colors. So guys, I hope you enjoy this and have fun. I can't wait to see what you all do. Have a great week, guys. Thanks. Bye.